Hello, everybody, and welcome back. If you were on the other stream and you got cut out, Spirit has saved because I remembered to bring my laptop. I apologize. I charged up my phone super long. Like, that's part of why it took me so long to do the reading, because in doing other content that I do throughout the day, my phone tends to die early on. And so I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do a bunch. I'm going to let it charge and be good today. And I did, and it was totally yummy. But that's okay because I have I have a hunch as this train passes by. That's funny. My guides are okay. My guides are over here playing with me with the radio. There's a song on right now called "Zoom Zoom Zoom," and it just changed to "Rendezvous with You" by The Desires. And when the stream got cut when my phone died, it was one called "Personality," and it like when you really stop and you let go of a lot of the layers of ego, you can see how much your ancestors and guides are giggling, not at you, with you. And you'll get to a point where you will recognize that. So in any case, I'll update titles and things like that for any of you that are going to get a card reading later or who want to contact me for readings another time. My PayPal email is in the description box, and I do most of my stuff by donation. So just whatever you feel like sending. So I'm gonna roll up my window because it has suddenly gotten very noisy. And that is fine because what that tells me is that including in this message with DMs is that they're getting cut off a lot. They are making progress forward. They see things. They see things. They know things like King of Wands. He's not stupid. He is a bit foolish, but he's not stupid. And he's often surveying his land. And because it's wands, it's very connected to sacral chakra energy. And remember, if you go back to that first video, we were talking about divine feminines we need to work on opening up our sacral chakras, and that can be done a lot by singing. Singing can help a lot with that. Art, poetry, things like that, connecting with your inner child can also do that. But like it's noisy for them. The third parties around them in particular are making a lot of noise, both vibrationally and in a literal 3D fashion. And a fair amount of them are, they're really, they're in their own King of Wands sort of energy. It's a lot of that smooth talking, oh, I'm gonna make you feel like a man and doing this kind of stuff, and they're the thing is that the King of Wands he's not the most mature, and there's kind of a playerly sort, which isn't a bad thing. Like, and if your DM is very King of Wands naturally, love them for that. Don't get in with somebody that you want to change them. And if you feel like you need to fit with society's standards and have somebody who is like a one person kind of person, okay, fine. Then your twin flame's not going to be the one who's going to be with you. I'm not saying that all twin flames are like that. We're all humans and we're all individuals. I'm just simply saying, one, they're more likely to change if you accept them for who they are, because everybody else in the world is probably beating up on them for the ways that they are, including themselves. And two, if they don't ever change, are you really going to be at odds with yourself for the rest of your life because they are who they are? I wouldn't. In any case, because they're in that state, like, it's very like surveying things. Like, spirit has brought them to a space to where there are towers with work, there's towers with money, there's tower, 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 tower. That's that 10 of swords that we saw in there. There's a lot of tower stuff going on, and it's peeling back all these layers of things, and they are noticing. In fact, I want to look in middle here because we did have that 8 of swords in there. Yeah, look, judgment, bomb, 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 right? And look at what's at the hot topic. Like, I can't make that up. Like, that's the hot topic. I love how it kind of looks like if I go here, it looks like gray and dark to me. Whereas if I come back here, look at if I pull it closer to me, it has color in it. Whereas if I bring it way up there, it looks black and white. See, now, and that's the thing. Think about the perspective of it, right? So if you're too close to it, you're going to lose some of the vibration, some of the color in it. If you're looking at it at just a different angle, you lose all the color and the life in those moments, in those adorable times that we think we need to sacrifice for others, that we need to hold ourselves in, that we need to change standards. Whereas if you bring it closer to you, bring it closer to you, you know, you get the color back, you get the vibration back. When you feel resentment, bitterness, betrayal, stuff like that, bring it back to you. Because every time you bring it back to you and you look at your reflection of where you've done that, you actually heal that energy, not just for you, but for the collective and for your DM. And also, this is part of what they've been doing. That they're not out there fucking around. Yes, they might think that, and you might think that, but spirit doesn't waste anything. There's nothing missing, nothing lacking. If spirit puts your DM in a situation with third parties, there was reason for it. They were needed. Just like I told y'all in the other video, you are that fucking powerful, and so are they. So are they. Their energy was needed, their trauma was needed, their pain was needed, their stubbornness, their playerly ways was needed. You didn't need it in that way. You've had your reactiveness, your rebound, your triggering to them in your own distance, and you had your whatever, whether it was a few days or like 20 years of time with that energy. You ascended from that energy and you met it now in a different way, but somebody else still needed that, and only your DM had the unique characteristics of their pain story, of their pain body, to be able to meet this third party where they were at, so that spirit could get these lessons through to these third parties who, if they had not entangled with you and your DM, would not have changed. And right now, there are so many things going on in the world. I know this as a psychic, as an astrologer, as a person who watches patterns, as a person. There are many things shifting all around us. And if you're watching this video, you've been shifting too. And you're shifting rapidly and radically. And you needed your DM to be able to shift rapidly and radically with you too. But guess what? You're not the only important person in this consciousness, this collective consciousness. It's not all about you, even though it's all about you. Like it is, but it's not. And the reason that it's not is because you wouldn't have it any other way. You would not be in a manifested reality where it was all about you, because you'd feel far too selfish. You would. Think about it. Anytime, I dare you, anytime you've had somebody in your life who wanted to pamper you, you probably thought they were a creep, right? Or when people wanted to give you credit for things, you probably, no, I don't know, it's guides, spirits, something else, right? You probably went to a space where you were like, no, that doesn't feel right to accept that for me, to do that for me, to accept that I can have all the things, that it won't equal heartache. You wanted a magical world. You wanted a relationship that was more than just some jerk treating some gullible, naive girl in a wrong way. You wanted fairy tale endings. You wanted fairy tales. And it's okay. You got one. But guess what? If you actually look into real fairy tales, they're not Disney movies. They're not. And even of the Disney movie quality of them, they didn't go from, oh, you know what, I think I want a happy ending, into a happy ending. No, the characters had to go through trials and tribulations and separations and quests before they could reintegrate into things, right? So right now, they're learning some shit. And Papa's got some unique qualities that spirit needed, that they agreed to when they came into this lifetime, just like you agreed to go through this stuff. And the cards that I pulled about what's DM doing next, look at this. Look at this. First of all, I love all the yellow in there, especially going on with okay, this is funny. I just pulled this card up to look at it. Look what's underneath it. What do you think that is? That's grounded feminine energy. And look what's right underneath that. That goes along with that magician that we had. Remember all the thresholds, all the new beginnings, the initiations and stuff like that? These masculines are sitting there, they're surveying their land. And I'll tell you what, this is two things. This is two things. One, this is you, okay? They are protecting you. Maybe not in like a literal 3D way, but this is their energy. This is on the bottom, which means this is their shadow card stuff. And you are connected to their mothers. This is part of why you've had such a roller coaster with them because you remind them so much of their mother. Okay? But the thing is, this pentacle right here that you're holding, it's actually their heart. Pentacles can mean a lot of things. One of my favorite of them is that it means mature emotions, right? But this is, you're holding that, right? This is also somewhat to do with their third party, but they thought that this was their third party all the way, right? They thought that that was them, that they were the Queen of Pentacles, that they were going to bear their seed and make good use of it. And it's not. You saw the Tower card in the other reading. It's not. It's not going that way at all. But they know somebody who could take their. You know what it was? I heard a thing the other day. It said women will take what you give them and multiply it, and this includes in same sex relationships too. We as feminines, if you resonate with feminine energy, we multiply what is given to us. We do. If you give us grief, we multiply it. If you give us a house, we turn it into a home. You give us love, we often turn it into children. You let us watch your finances. If we're healed and we're in a good place about it, we multiply that. We lift up those around us, right? Now they know this. They know that you can do that. And they also know that, like, whether they know it consciously or not, they know that whatever they give you, however they treat you, however they act towards you, because they're learning too. And if you're in a space where you're like, no, they're not doing anything, well, guess what? You're reflecting that because neither of you. Because if you're not in a place where you're seeing your DM as equal to you, yes, there have been times when you've noticed that they have been out of step with you, out of timing, but it's you. It starts in your imagination. That is the birthplace of all things, your imagination. If you cannot see them as in an equal space to you, no matter what's going on in the 3D, then they'll just stay unequal. It's not about is what you're seeing right or wrong. It's about what do you want to manifest next? Because when you observe what's going on right now as it is, and you hold on to that, you manifest more of that. But guess what? DMs, they're not doing that. They're not. At least not the ones I'm reading. This is movement. This is momentum. And look, you know what that is? That's the 9 of Cups. That's single masculine energy. Single, independent. Do you see anyone else in there? No. Do you see anyone else in there? No. Do you see anyone else in there? No. You know? I was say, granted, I suppose we've got some sphinxes in there, but still, there's nobody else in there. This is momentum to being independent. And here's the great thing: it's been fairly rare when I've seen these cards both come out upright together. And it was only these two cards that came out when I said, what are they doing next? This is a pretty clear answer to me. This is victory and momentum. Manifestations, a direction towards momentum. It was in front of this single independent masculine energy. And this is upright. That means the emotional maturity is coming in there because they can see that they need this space. This also is likely that even if they, like, a fair amount of them got themselves pretty deeply entangled. And I say got themselves loosely because their guides helped them get into this situation. As I said earlier, they were needed for the mission that they were on. And the ways that you guys have interacted up to this point have been helping that and helping you and helping them. And that's the story that you would like to see more of. Yes? So their next step is that they're likely going to spend a fair amount of time alone. And Spirit is doing this on purpose. It's getting them in touch with their emotions. They may be spending some time drinking and thinking, or maybe they're smoking a bowl and feeling real good about it. They might be doing other things. This is a bit of a hedonistic card too, but it also means that they're getting in touch with pieces of themselves that they had put up on the shelves that they've been ignoring. They're drinking from each of their own cups. And they're going to see how many of them are poisoned, that they need to empty out and fill up with new energy. And Spirit's taking them through this. And this is victory. They are being victorious, right? Now I was saying, I think I tried to say something in the other video and didn't quite get there. It's that February is a big portal that's coming in. And I think it's because I was saying in the other video, the Pisces Virgo axis is very important. So just like setting your energy when we have the Virgo full moon, well, the sun is in Pisces, plant things that are harvesting right now. Right now is the time when you can plant things and see them come about in the astrological new year in February. So it lines up in there. And these are, keep in mind, like, I mean, a lot of us use the class of 2021 thing, but remember, there's just, like when you graduate high school, you got college. And when you graduate the basic levels of college, you go to graduate school usually, or trade school or something like that, especially when you're on a spiritual journey. And they're not actually those things, but you can kind of use the metaphor and look at them that way, like just because they graduated from certain levels of things does not mean that they're done with their education, and you're not done either. It's not a destination. Once you get into union, the train doesn't stop. It starts going faster. Like look at this. Once you get what you wish for, the ride speeds up. Are you ready? you know okay, now I can only see there's two of you on there, but would either one of you like a reading? I feel bad because the other reading I was on cut out. But if anybody on right now would like a reading, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will close up shop and have my smoke by myself. And also, you can email me, wickedlydivinefeminine@gmail.com, if you would like a reading later. Like I said, I do them by donation only currently. Most people are pretty comfortable with around $30 donation, but I don't turn anyone away for lack of funds. And again, and welcome to those of you back to the room. If you'd like a free card pull, let me know. I'll see what Spirit wants to share with you. If it wants to share something, I don't know. Maybe you've been naughty and it'll say no. I always find it funny when the cards say no to something. Hello, High Priestess 88. Can I pull some cards for you? Would you mind a couple of messages? I know, right? I love the laughing faces. I love your comments, by the way, too. I can tell that you and I are on pretty similar vibes already. Sorry, my drink was serving as part of my holder for my laptop. Well, what do you say? Would you like some cards, High Priestess? 88. I like that. 88, which would be 16, Tower, Epiphanies, awesome Phoenix moments. Awesome. All right. Whoa. Of course, a ton of them out. But you know what? I'm going to reshuffle, though. What I'm going to say is there's a lot of messages flowing to you, which tells me you've been working on freeing up resistance to the things that you want. Good job. All right. I'm really loving this like trend of like aggressive affirmations. Like, you know what? You fucking kick ass. Don't ever let anybody else tell you no. See, that's good. See? Okay. The Fool wanted to pop out there for a minute too, and that was one of our ones earlier. Oh, all right. Let's see what we got here. There you are. There you are. You know what's great about that too? I don't know how long you've been watching, but it was under the underlying issue card for masculines. I was saying this is where the divine feminines that I'm picking up on, this is how masculines are seeing us. Like, see the pentacle as the egg, right? I'm sure that you know this one on there, but it's about the egg. Now, to have this come up for you tells me that you're seeing yourself very similarly too. And what I love is, look on the bottom, there's the Judgment card. And one of the things I love about the Judgment card is that I got a deck one time. In fact, it was when I started this channel. If you go back to my earliest videos, I started with an Alice in Wonderland tarot deck. And the Judgment card had the white rabbit on it, and it said, "A quest begins." Oh, look at that. Justice in reverse, huh? You know what's funny is that, wow, I get a lot of tingles from like back of the ears down to like chest area, but it's not a bad thing. It feels like some contracts ending. You know what's funny is I just got the picture of like, well, one of those old parchments that like we picture when we think of like a bard or somebody coming out going, hear ye. Like somebody had an invitation, maybe to some sort of 3D thing, a wedding, a birthday, something they were making a big deal about, or they made a big deal about. They just ripped up the contract to it. Like they almost, I want to say it's very possible that somebody literally burnt it. And it's not a you thing. You may have done something like that in your own thing. That's funny. Rabbit, see? Yeah, there's that energy. But it feels like probably your DM. There's some sort of contract that is ending with them, a karmic contract, obviously. And it has to do with what you've been manifesting in your imagination. That's one of the things I like about this card. A lot of people don't see that, is that she's like, the pentacle is her imagination flowing through, and it's sitting right above her womanly parts, her lady bits, because that's our portal. I thought somebody, there was a meme the other day. It said something like, don't talk to me with that attitude. I can bring new souls into the world through a portal between my legs. Like like that sort of thing. Like that's what she is. That's who she is. And that pentacle is the 3D manifestation of that, right? And on the bottom, when I pulled those, was Knight of Swords in reverse. So if somebody's been trying to get messages to you, but they're overthinking it, and on top of that, they're in some kind of situation. Yeah, look at that, Five of Wands. That they are. Let's just say that there's obstacles being intentionally put in the way, and they're starting to see that, but it might still take a little bit. Right? Good. I love it. Energy. Access my energy. My inner OG. Yeah, look at that. Somebody's getting caught. That's part of that contract in there. This is a good sign. Death and upright. A judgment card likes to flip around there a fair amount. Whoa. They want to just come everywhere. I feel like, you should email me later, because I feel like I could probably read for days on some of this energy going on. Let's see. What's funny? You said walked away. Bullshit. I love you. Bullshit. But there is a contract, a karmic contract on your own end that you're breaking, and it's something to do with your family stuff. It's a reflection of what's going on with your DM stuff, and there's a bit of a unhealed rebellion energy going on in there. Yeah, and it's creating the appearance of delays. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. Bullshit. I love you. Like that came out in such perfect timing. It feels like a reflection to not just between you and your twin flame, but like there's people around you. One of the things that I love laughing about lately, when I will sense that somebody else is trying to bullshit me, what makes me laugh the most is one, well, there's two things. One, are you really trying? Like, most of these people know me and know how intuitive and psychic I am. So it's like, really? But the other side of it is, how you can always tell when somebody is bullshitting you? It's because you're bullshitting them in some way, shape, or form. Even if you're just keeping your, like, biting your tongue to not say something that you would freely say if you felt a different way, like, that's still being dishonest. So if you're withholding something, so are they. If you're being dishonest, so are they. That's how you can tell definitively every time if somebody's bullshitting you. Because if you're bullshitting them, you're both reflecting. And it's not just twin flame stuff. But either way, though, let me know. You're wickedly defined feminine at gmail.com. Like I said, donation only. So if you want me to go into more stuff, I can. Just be aware I'm totally in this aggressive affirmation space and loving it. So yeah. Is there anyone else in the room who would like some cards pulled? Otherwise, I'm going to get off here and go do some door dashing with this energy. I got places to be and things to do and earth to shake up and, I'm glad that you felt that, High Priestess. It's all, I hope you know, it's all met with love, like lots of love. I feel like I'm bursting with love too, and I just had some really, really adorable moments with my DM, who is definitely among this collective and feeling it, and he knows it too. Lots of validation, lots of vindication, which is coming for lots of you also. All right, well, no one else is speaking up, so I'm going to go ahead and get off here. If you didn't get a chance to check the first live stream that ended when my phone died, feel free to check it out. Anybody who wants a reading, throw it in the comments, and I'll try to do some more live readings soon. It's just been weird, and that's okay. Anyways, I love you all. I'm going to figure out how to close this. Oh, there we go, end stream. I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.